We have a rather interesting development in the world of crowdfunding, as for the first time, a Kickstarter campaign has been ordered by a state court to pay restitution and civil penalties for failing to deliver rewards to their backers. Now, the judgment, which was filed on July 22nd in Washington State, is setting a precedent that companies and individuals who accept money through crowdfunding are beholden to deliver on their promises. And I have a little bit of a statement here from the Attorney General Bob Ferguson, who said in a press release, quote, "Washington State will not tolerate crowdfunding theft. If you accept money from consumers and don't follow through on your obligations, my office will hold you accountable." Now, you may remember that back in April of last year, Ferguson actually filed a suit against Edward J. Polchlapek III, and I'm sure I've just butchered his last name, but still, also known as Ed Nash, and his studio Altius Management, for failing to deliver products to the backers of the Asylum playing card campaign. And these playing cards were to be an exclusive printing delivered by December of 2012, in fact. Now, the campaign was launched by Altius in September of that year and promised backers at the $9 level a single deck of playing cards. Backers at other levels are, of course, get other bonuses such as, say, signed original art and other perks, and the campaign was successfully funded on October the 31st, receiving $25,146 on a $15,000 Kickstarter. And obviously, given that this court case is a thing that exists, you can kind of reasonably assume that yes, the expected shipping date passed without anyone getting anything. Now, the judgment, which was filed in a county superior court, in case you're wondering, has awarded each of the 31 Washington State backers restitution in the amount of $668, and Polchlapek and Altius Management must pay $31,000 in civil penalties for violating the Consumer Protection Act. That's $1,000 per backer. On top of all this, they are also required to pay $23,183 to cover the court costs for the state. And they also said in the press release that they are encouraging anyone outside of the state to file a complaint with their Attorney General. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, there's no promise of a return of investment with Kickstarter, right? That's kind of the whole point. You are basically gambling that this game will actually be funded and that it'll actually release. But I think the key is that they didn't receive the reward. Let's say, for example, that I made a game. I'm not a developer, but let's just say we're living in, alternate land. I made a game, put it on Kickstarter and said, hey, if you give me $2, I'll give you a free pen. Something silly. And I didn't give you the free pen, then they would probably be able to sue me, yada 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 yada. But if I didn't say you get a free pen, I just said, hey, give me $2 and you might get the game if it ends up getting funded, because that's kind of the whole point of Kickstarter, then it probably wouldn't be actually applicable. It's the fact that they didn't receive the award, at least as far as I understand. I'm not like amazing at US law, to be honest, but from what I'm reading, that seems to be the issue, that they didn't receive this direct reward for actually donating or crowdfunding or whatever. So, if you did actually back this and you're not living in Washington State, you are being encouraged by Ms. Ferguson to actually file with your Attorney General and see if they can get you something as well. This is quite a lot of money that the developers are actually being forced to pay here, so yeesh, not pretty for them in the slightest, but hey ho, it is the nature of the business, and yeah, not pretty. That's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.